Tuna tank. That's a nice wahoo. Probably one of the very few wahoos that has been filleted out front of Strike Zone in Melbourne. We're offshore. We have not been offshore in a long time. Joey Antonelli here. And I made an absolutely gorgeous 42-foot yellowfin. And today we're gonna be looking for some wahoos. We're in them, we're in the bait. It's fast paced. I don't know how much video I'm gonna do, but we're gonna try to get some bait catching and some fish catching for you. First thing we're gonna do is go back to the beginning when we had to catch some bait, and then we'll continue on the day from there. But right now we got some action going on in the back. It's the calm before the storm. This is where it all started. Dark 30, well before the sun came up. We rode out on that 42 Yellowfin, and no surprise, it was an amazing ride. Now, the interesting thing about this boat, this is actually Yellowfin Yachts factory fishing tournament boat, and it is available for sale. If you want more information about this boat, contact Yellowfin Yachts and tell them you want to know more about the boat that was in Joey's recent video. I fished the 36 a lot, but this was my first time on the 42, and this thing's just a beast. Powered by 425 Mercuries, it got on, and it got on it quick. Now we're getting closer to tournament start time. We're up here for the Northeast Wahoo Shootout. We've teamed up with 3 local guys that fish together, and it's very clear they fish together regularly. You can just tell the chemistry when people know what to do before they're even doing it. And they're getting everything ready. We're getting close to tournament start time, and we got to start getting some bait. Can't even catch bait before the tournament starts, so you got to wait till it's go time, and that's right now. The surface of the water was just alive with bait, which is great because that's what we need. And we're not talking thread fins or pogies or pilchards or something like that. We're talking much larger baits. These are bonita, and this place is just known for being loaded with these bonitas, which are wahoo candy. The type of fishing we're doing is basically king fishing on steroids. So you would want to use a bigger bait. At home, we fish blue runners a lot because that's what we have. But here they have these bonita, and it's just amazing how many of them there were. Even Colton, Jordan, and Nick, the 3 local boys, were blown away with the amount of bait that was out there today. You see they're putting the bait into something that you don't see on most boats. It's not a regular live well. We'll talk about this whole tuna tank contraption a little later on, but you can kind of see what's going on here. But like I said, we got bait. We're also using spinning reels to catch them while we're fishing for wahoo, and that's just the Tsunami fork tail jig. Actually worked out that that's what he catches them on. I had a ton of them, and we were able to catch bait as we're fishing for wahoo also. Once you catch a bonita, you got to be careful with it. We don't want to drop it on the deck, bang it around, get it all beat up. You take the fish, you walk it to the back of the boat where that tuna tank is, and find an empty tube. It's 1 fish per tube, and it may seem like overkill, but I'll explain why we have to use something like this a little later in the video. As we were catching those baits, we got some baits out the back of the boat to troll, and it wasn't long before we got hooked up and Jordan was on the rod. A little ways into the fight of this fish, it just didn't seem right. The fish was staying down, pulling real slow, acting like a shark. But the wahoo here are built different. They're not like those 30, 40, 50 pounders we regularly get in the Bahamas. Here we are fishing for 70, 80, 100 plus pound wahoo. And if you get a big wahoo and it gets foul hooked in the tail or something like that, it can fight all sorts of ways, just like any fish that gets foul hooked. But in this case, it was the elusive sandbar shark that plague our coast up and down. There's just so many of these sandbars. And that was pretty defeating. We went through several sharks. There was a lot of sharks. So it was time for a break. Busted open the buffalo bag and got myself a nice chicken tender sub from Publix in the Boat Outfitters sub safe. Keeps your sub dry, keeps from getting soggy. That's what you want. So in case you're wondering what this giant bathtub is back here that I've shown a couple times, it's a big old Yeti bucket. The tuna tank with custom tuna tubes to keep bonita alive. Bonita are an incredibly fast swimming fish. So just putting them in a normal live well, pretending all that PVC wasn't in there, they'll swim around, they'll be all right for a couple minutes or so, but they're not gonna last. Something like this is what you use to keep them alive. And now there's all sorts of ways to do it, but this is pretty insane. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumps, has water to sit in, and it just pumps the water through them just like they're swimming naturally in the water, get the water going through their gills really fast. That thing is cool.
Yeah, we want it,
After catching what seemed like a dozen sharks, we got the right bite. Everything about this was just screaming wahoo. From the way the fish hit, to the way it took off, to the way it continued to fight, it just seemed like a wahoo. And once again, Jordan's on the reel. He's doing everything he can to stay tight on it, along with Colton, who's driving the boat. You can see throws in reverse, because something wahoo are known for is their speed. And on top of that, they have incredible head shake. So whether you're high speeding or trolling baits with traditional tackle or the live bait fishing, those fish are going to change directions. They're going to charge the boat. They're going to do everything they can paired with shaking their head, and they're good at throwing hooks. So that's why you got to try as hard as you can to stay tight on the fish. And that's what Jordan's doing right now.
wahoo. What? Wahoo.
Now we've seen it and it's been confirmed. It's 100% a wahoo. This is going to be the first one we have a chance at for the day, so we need to really make it count. Nick's on the gaff right here, and these gaffs are crazy long gaffs, and he hits it perfect. Right behind the head, behind the line, walks it down to the back of the boat, and by my standards, this is an awesome fish, like a 40 to 50 pound wahoo. I'd be calling my friends on the way home saying, dude, I got a wahoo today, I'm stoked. But by North Florida standards, it ain't what you need in the tournament, but still an awesome start.
That's our start right there. Hopefully not our finish. Now we gotta do some organizing. Blessies.
It's 5 o'clock, and that means it's time to head home at 50 miles an hour for a nice relaxing ride home in the 42-foot Yellowfin. We're not done though. We still have to weigh the fish, we have to clean the fish, we have to eat the fish, and then come back to do a whole nother day of fishing. When we got back to the dock, we got everything unloaded, packed the fish up in the buffalo gear bag, and then would head home.
I thought it was crazy how many bonito are on the surface.
That was National Geographic Bonichiwa action.
We're just gonna go get some live bait. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go search the whole ocean. And we got out there, and I was like, oh, never mind. It was like going to PetSmart.
But right here we have our fish. Tomorrow we're gonna be heading over to Strike Zone in Melbourne to weigh it in, because we actually were fishing a tournament. It's a multi-day tournament. It's actually a long tournament. You fish 2 days, weigh your best 3 fish.
Your arms were literally made to video, because this is like the heaviest thing I've ever pushed, and all you have is a camera.
Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna say anything, but my arms probably would have landed that last fish at the end of the day.
Probably.
Buzzer beater fish on the line, Lanny Angler of the Year, Q footage. Gone. But that's okay, because we got another chance. Hopefully I'm able to make it back out on the boat. I had a lot of fun this time, and I didn't break anything, so I might be invited back. As long as I don't... Come on, Con. But right there we had the buffalo gear bag. That's the 60-inch bag. You've seen my pompano bag a lot, but this is the 60-incher. Holds that wahoo, probably about a 50-pound wahoo or so. But we'll get it on the scale and see you at Strike Zone. All right, weighing them up. All right.
It's the latest smarty you do, Joey.
I don't even have to pick that thing up.
Come here.
I'll be fair.
What's that?
42 and a half. Now it's time to cut them up. We got our boat outfitters table. Fish comes out of the bag. That's a nice wahoo. Probably one of the very few wahoos that has been filleted out front of Strike Zone in Melbourne. And this is the first big fish going on my table. That's why I wanted a bigger table, because as summertime gets around, we're gonna be putting a lot of big fish on this table. Got everything I need. Got my little rinse kit, got my knives. Let's do some wahoo cutting.
You're eating the grossest ice in all of town. That
is definitely not the grossest ice.
I don't know. It's got wahoo.
Sword fishing products. Nice skinny flexible knife. Great for the wahoos. I'm going to come all the way up to that head. Yes. And I'm amphibious, so I can use both my left and right hand.
You're actually not smart. Wait, aren't those people that are scared of spiders?
That's arachnophobia.
Oh.
They are also not amphibious. And amphibious is not using both hands.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
I don't know.
So we followed the backbone down until now we're hitting the spine. You see in there, Connie?
Yep.
And hear the clicks? That means you're at the spine. So we go all the way down, all the way at the spine. I'm gonna get over the spine, flex that knife down, and go all the way through. Normally, we would have our fish gutted, so I'm gonna try my best to not cut into the gut cavity, or cut through the guts. Do a shallower cut there. There we go. There is a beautiful piece of wahoo. That is what you do not want in your fish. The green eel. Not only does it come with wahoo, it comes with a perfectly severed, look at that cut. That's bonita. The Jersey boys would be going crazy saying the algaes are biting. Strike Zone Melbourne parking lot, gonna be smelling good.
You're
Sorry.
so good to Sean.
Sorry, Sean. I love you. He's getting some wahoo in his fridge. He can't complain. Oh, wrong knife. My skinny knife. And their skin's so delicate, I purposely leave a little bit on so I don't go tearing through it. That's our wahoo steak right there. Beautiful wahoo. That piece is going to you, Sean. Getting ready to do the other side. I'm not gonna do it all on video, but I did want to give a shout out to Boat Outfitters with the custom fillet table, truck bed fillet table. I absolutely love this thing. And to Sean at Strike Zone, I'm sorry. I'll clean it up with the summer rains. Look out, Connie. All right, let's do it. Welcome to Strike Zone of Melbourne Sushi Bar, now open. Those wahoo scraps that were on the carcass, we like to go ahead and get those off. They're good for sashimi, they're good for poke bowls, or whatever you want. Poke. And we're not just doing it like that though. I was thinking ahead and brought some stuff from home. Another look at the Boat Outfitter subsafe. Check them out. And luckily, Strike Zone had
Oh my God, Joey.
tackle box on the wall.
Joey.
Again, I love you, Sean. Sorry you're not here today, but look what happens when you're not here to supervise at the Strike Zone in Melbourne.
You literally took a tackle box.
I know, I forgot to bring something to put the soy sauce in. That works perfect. So, those are the scraps. Do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Fresh sashimi. Strike Zone Melbourne. Do you like it? Do you like sashimi? Come on, Rio! You've seen Rio in my surf fishing videos.
No, you haven't.
He gets it. Anyone gets it. I mean, the fishing's good today, so actually no one's here. It's because people are out fishing.
But you should be.
Yeah, you should be. Take advantage of those days, and then in the off days, come on in the strike zone. Fresh wahoo swimming yesterday. Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Does he have to pay for that?
I'm
Can you please charge us?
I'm returning that. If you guys
Look at his face.
if
He's
you
like,
guys get a
I can't
tackle
answer all.
box and it smells like soy sauce, don't know anything about it.
We're gonna charge extra for that.
I feel like I've prolonged a one fish video long enough, but it was a fun day, even though we didn't get the tournament winner. I want to fish day 2, and I'm very happy to do it. So if you guys want to see what happens on day 2, hopefully we can get our 100-pounder, a couple 100-pounders, get up to be one of the top boats for the tournament. That would be awesome, but you gotta let them know. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.